Disco.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. It is week 3.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well,
Week one.
yeah.
Week 1 had no battle football,
Yep.
and week 2. Well, we're going into week 3.
We're going into yes. It is the
had week 2.
yeah. That makes more sense. It's the beginning of week 3. We are
Yeah.
presenting the rundown of
Yes.
week 2.
But ladies and gentlemen, another week, another time, another hour that you have me and Oz in your life, talking absolute shit and talking about the games that happened on the weekend.
Yeah, that's the first time I've seen that intro, like that new intro that we have. Like that is a vibe.
Yeah,
Like
it is. It is, isn't it?
I was sitting there just banging on, like just dancing, and then like the last 5 seconds, it's like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Disco.
Yo.
No, it says disco.
Yeah, it's actually not bad.
Gary,
good evening.
2-1. It's nice to see you too.
Ladies and gentlemen, we had an interesting week 2. Very, very interesting week 2 with scores. The score lines were absolutely insane, and the prediction wise, geez. So I'll kick off with the predictions on how we went in week 2. And
I'm a bit right. So before you get into this, I just want to caveat. I'm a little bit rusty. I didn't pick week 1. Martin, Simon, welcome in. Thank you. I didn't pick week 1. I was off having real life things going on. So I'm a little bit rusty. Also, I completely forgot how incompetent some programs are, how inept, how like useless and straight up just terrible, like just Britball fuckery some programs are. So I was all doe-eyed and like I was positive coming to the season. I was like, we're gonna have some good football. It's gonna be great. And then I forgot that there's just shithousery and shenanigans as well in Britball.
The fact that you said good football.
Hey man.
Nah,
the Prem exists. There will be some that I will take, like I'll take fault for, and I'll put my hand up and be like, you know what, I'm wrong on that one. Like,
I'll do the exact same, because there is
a couple we jumped the gun on.
Yeah, there are a few where even I sat there looking at the score. I was like, oh, there is one surprise. There was one game that surprised me, and I was just like, didn't see that coming.
All right, let's go. Are we going to start with the recap from
week
the
2,
bottom or the top?
Yeah, bottom. Always from the bottom. Always from the bottom. There's no point.
All right, Drake.
Yeah, always from the bottom. Right. So, in Division 2 Midlands, we had Lincolnshire Bombers versus Lancashire Buccaneers. Oh,
the Lancashire Buccaneers. Yes.
What is this? Sorry. Yeah. Okay.
Somebody asked Mariana if she smells burnt toast, because that is 100% somebody having a stroke on their.
Oh God.
I'm not going to do the stroke face.
Do not do it. But so Lincolnshire Bombers versus Lancashire Buccaneers. Lancashire Buccaneers won 20-0.
Let's go.
And looking at the predictions, we all went clean sweep. The clean sweep. All 6 picked Buccaneers to win this game. Myself, you, Nana, Victor, Chris, Sean. Hatch did not pick because Farnham were playing. I guess that's the.
He's busy, and they haven't been Farnham for how many years? It's Rushmore.
Rushmore. Sorry, Rushmore. My bad.
They didn't allow the Warriors to score 70 points on them. Be respectful.
But yeah, we had, that was not a bad game. so far, the merging of two teams is so far paying off, and it's paying off in the right direction again.
Well,
So
we also received some photos from Mateo outlining that was quite possibly the worst pitch that he has ever played on, with a giant molehill in the end zone.
He
So
did
shout
say
out
that.
shout out Lincolnshire Bombers for
Oh
just
my.
not taking Terry grounds in
Yeah,
the
it's
slightest,
actually
and just praying, being like, look, we will defend that end zone, and we're just gonna pray that we're better than the opposite team.
oh god.
You flash,
And so that was the first game in Division 2 Midlands. Lancashire Bombers are now 2-0, I believe. Yeah, they started off their season pretty well as another combined team, which is good. In Division 2 North, now this one actually annoyed me.
What?
But somehow neither of us picked them. Wakefield District Raiders 43, Doncaster Mustangs 20.
See, this is one of the ones I'm gonna put my hand up on, and
My mistake.
yeah, I'm just gonna, Donny have been bad for a very long time.
Yeah.
There's been no evidence whatsoever that they were going to get any better. That they were going to get any better this year. Like there was nothing at all that would let us have the assumption that the status quo had changed. So I should have. Yeah, that's just bad process by me. Bad process by me, and I will try not to make the same mistake for the rest of the season. In regards to Doncaster, I will make plenty of mistakes, but in regards to Doncaster, I've learned my lesson on that one.
We made a bad choice, and out of all of the commentators and everyone here, we split it 3-for-3. Myself, Oz, and Chris Breen picked the wrong side. We went for Donny, whereas Victor, Sean, and Nana all picked the Raiders to win this game. Crazy, right? Now this one. Now there's another game in Division 2 North that kind of had me a bit confused. I picked it wrong. You got it correct. We had Humber Warhawks 58, Darlington Steam 7. Again, we went split. We split this 3-for-3 again. Oz got this correct, Sean got it correct, and Nana got it correct. Whereas Victor, myself, and Chris all got it wrong. What happened in this game?
Oh, they got their fucking doors blown off.
Like it was definitely a result I was never expecting to see, if I'm gonna be honest.
Mate, Humber are a very good outfit and have been for a good few years now, and they have had misfortune. And they've run into some very good teams when it's come to playoffs and promotion and things like that. So,
but I didn't expect 58.
Well, yeah, I mean, so the whole
points. They scored 51 points on Darlington's team, which I was expecting Darlington's team to be a good team.
Darlington, right? So Darlington last year had a whole bunch of players that apparently were like Prem level, had been in like GB wider training squads and things like that who were playing for them. Like when I went to one of the Gateshead games last year, I sort of saw them. They were doing some scouting on their off week, and there was about 8 or 9 of them that were standing there in GB tracksuits and stuff, like, and also in Steam gears. So I was like, God damn, like you've got like, I don't know if they've got that same, like after they didn't get promoted, because there was sort of talk, like if you remember Chris and Sean talking about it, that they felt like there was, a few guys that dropped down to D2, win themselves a quick ring, get promotion up, and then they'd go back to playing where they should be playing. And I don't know after Darlington lost in the playoffs if those guys decided to stick around. So
yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Well, we move on to Division 1, and we're going to Division 1 West, where we had Somerset Wyverns versus Bristol Apache. We actually had a clean sweep for this game, where Bristol Apache won 48-0. It's just normal services, no? Like,
yeah, exactly. That's kind of what was expected is what was done. Like Bristol last year were a promotion contending team, like at one point in time, I think they were undefeated at one point throughout the season, and then
They
they
were
just dropped their
undefeated until
last game.
playoffs.
No, I thought they dropped a game to South Wales at one point. I thought they lost. I thought they lost a regular season game to South Wales.
Lost. They did. They lost
right at the end. Right at the end.
7-6 or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
It was very, very close. Yeah, they beat them 7-6 in the first turnaround, and then lost 7-6 the second turnaround.
Yeah.
So, but that was like the only game that they dropped in the regular season last year. So they were, they were right up there with Rushmore and co.
Control.
Pushing for that promotion. So. Yeah, I mean, this is business as usual. Like they will be, again, they'll beat up on their division, and it will be how do you stack up against the top teams in the top teams in the other divisions. Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, business as usual for Bristol. Yeah. Tough day for Somerset. I guess you're fighting for that second spot, and you've got Solent in your division now. So
yeah, so it's gonna be difficult for them, but. Hopefully they won't. I don't think they'll get relegated. Depending on, I can't remember who else is in that division.
So that I don't think they should. Why? It's actually because I mean it depends. But isn't there 3 SFC divisions? So
yeah,
it would obviously it would depend on what's going on for the other divisions as well. Because you've got like the Thunder. Yeah. So
as soon as we're talking about that. In the Division 1 Central, we had Sussex Thunder versus Wembley Stallions. Just so we know, every single one of us picked the Stallions to win this game.
And 76% of the community picked Sussex to win this game.
That means people just decide they just hate. Is either people are hating on the Stallions for what reason I don't know, or the Sussex Thunder just had their whole squad just vote for them to win.
To be like, this might be an unfair statement, but I feel like every year Sussex gets hype, and every year they do not fucking deserve it. Yes. Like I still remember how many years ago now, 4 years ago, where the head coach came on for like an interview preseason with Steve, talked about how he was going to go 10-0, and then he went 0-10. Well, he didn't even go 0-10. He went like 0-7 and quit halfway through the season. Yeah. Like it's just,
it's not good.
Yeah, but
it's not good.
But the wider public love him. So
I don't know why. The score was 52-0.
Oh, they got battered.
52-0. It was insane, and I don't know what's going on. But Division 1 East. So this game we had East Kent Mavericks versus the London Olympians. This game we know every single one of our predictors picked the Mavs to win. Yeah, the lone wolf was Victor. He's always going to pick the Olympians, and he got it right. It was 7-6 to the London Olympians.
How right did he get it though? Because like. Didn't the Mavs have a chance to win it? Didn't the O's throw a pick near the end, and the Mavs had a chance to win it? And just, I'm trying to. We got some. Tom posted some updates about this game because he mentioned his team they had some guys out there scouting, and I swear that he mentioned. Let me just have a quick look back.
The Mavs had the chance to win the game, and they threw it away.
I could be again could be wrong. I'm just having a look back through the messages. I
am very intrigued to see.
Yeah, Mavs one more chance. Mavs one more chance as the O's throw a pick, so they had a chance inside the 2-minute warning, and then the Mavs couldn't get off a field goal as time expired. First upset.
The Mavs QB threw 4 picks.
Yeah. So they had a chance. They had a chance. Because Mavs QB threw 4 picks. O's QB threw a pick, 2-minute warning, and they couldn't get a field goal off. So,
yes, Gary,
the O's won. Yes, Gary. The O's won. The O's won 7-6.
O's won 7-6, which kicks them off into a good chance to obviously get back to the promised land of the Premiership. Does
it though?
It doesn't. Hey, look, they're in the right spot. They got the W. They got the one in the right section. They got the one in the W.
Yeah, but does it put them into the right position for the promised land? Like, how does a 7-6 victory over the Mavs stack them up against, say, the Stallions, who've just absolutely beat the
Oh no,
skin off the rice pudding with Sussex?
look,
Because for promotion to the Prem, it's not just
you have
about
to go
beating
through.
your own division.
Yeah, you have to
You've
go
got
through
to
the
go
other
through.
divisions.
You've got to go through Solent. You've got to go through the Apache. You've got to go through the Stallions. Like,
Yeah, but yeah, that is true. But I also feel that it will probably be a team that's from London side that will obviously get promoted anyway. Like, but when we look at it, it is a ridiculous scoreline because last year they did these two teams did the exact same thing. These two teams went 21-20, where East Kent won the game at the ranch. So the Mavs offense had as many turnovers as they did points. It's crazy.
yeah, so Martin's mentioned he's going to be working Olympians Colchester in the 27th. That's a team that we shouldn't be discounting. Colchester's just come up; they'll be plucky.
That's true.
Steve mentions everyone's had a chance to win the game at some point in the proceedings, but who wins is what counts. Correct, very true. Like it's what happens at the end of the day is, do you get that notch in the win column? But I think if you're talking about the end of the season, after one game, and who's going to be getting promoted, like who's taking over from the Knights,
To be honest,
essentially is the question.
It's still too early. We're what, week 2? Everyone ain't even got their training wheels off. Everyone hasn't even played their first game. It's crazy.
Remember, the promoted team has to play the bottom of the Prem to get there. Well, that's a.
Yeah.
They're supposed to. They're supposed to. But I will be interested to see how many of these promotion relegation games get played, because
I totally forgot about that. I totally forgot about that rule. I absolutely did forget.
These teams that are getting relegated, they're going to get we're going to be looking at teams that are going to be 0-10, getting the shit kicked out. Like, so specifically in this case, Rushmore.
And then the question is, are they just going to go and kick the shit out of the team that is meant to replace them?
Are they though? Because what happens if come week 8 they're like we've got no players, we've forfeited a game, we can't do this, we can't do that. Week 8 and they're just like, you know what, we fold, and then it's just auto promotion.
Yeah, but isn't it associated? Don't they get dropped down to like? So it's a very tricky situation that Bafa has put everyone in.
Is there a set in stone penalty for if you do not play this game? Is it you are relegated to association?
It should be, but I haven't seen the rules. I haven't seen any of the rules on,
because we've discussed it internally in like our discords and stuff about how we think it should. If you don't play the promotion relegation game, then you just go to associate. Like, you don't get a choice. Is that what BAFA has said? Is that the mandatory, like the actual ruling if you don't play it? Or is it going to be one of their like bullshit discretionary, we'll take it case by case scenarios?
It's probably, I'm hoping that they stick to their guns and that's how it is. I agree, Steve. It is a bad rule. They should bring back the bowls, but I don't know. I don't know how this is going to go. This is going to be very tricky.
Yeah,
it's the first season.
It's not something we need to worry about week 1 anyway.
No, we still got a lot of time to go. But we move up to Division 1 in the north. We have hats off to Olympians. They did the job. Just got to make sure you finish the porridge. Fair enough, Ian.
Don't play with your food. Don't play with your food.
Don't do that. The next game, we move up to the north. We have Division 1 Midlands, Sandwell Steelers versus Staffordshire Surge. Who did we all pick? Right, me and you.
I think the majority. I think the majority. Me and you picked the Surge.
Only me and you picked the Surge. Everyone else.
Then we're idiots. Then we're idiots because overwhelming public opinion, 62% of the Britball community that voted picked the Steelers. 66% of the Sport Tank pickers picked the Steelers. Me and you are idiots.
Let's go. Sandwell Steelers beat the Surge 23-7.
I'm sure there was a clip me last week saying that I thought that it was going to be a bounce back season for the Steelers, and then I still chose to go against them because I remembered the Surge being a playoff team. So, yeah, bad process by me. I'm an idiot. Moving on.
Hey, it is what it is. Next up in that same division, We've got the Birmingham Bulls versus the
Let's
North Knights.
go!
Me
This is
and
a
you are
statement.
smart. You get me? We are smart. We are the only two to pick the Knights over the Bulls. Everybody else picked the Bulls. We picked the Knights, and the Knights won 31-0.
So 64% of the Brit Ball pickers had the Knights, so they were with us. This is a statement win, man. 31-0 over the Bulls. Now I want to know: did the Bulls QB come out and throw his standard 4 picks in
Oh,
week 1? Because I mean,
that
he's now competing with East Kent to see if he can average 4 picks a game. Because
is
the
true.
Mavs threw 4.
Jesus.
But this is a statement win by North Ants, man.
It's a
Like
great win.
they've got a tough division, but at the same time, their division has gotten easier with the removal of
the
Nottingham,
Caesars.
of
Yeah.
Caesars. Yeah,
Caesar's gone. It's their pickings.
mate, this is a winnable. They can win this division. Samwell is going to be tough after a great victory over Staffordshire.
Yeah.
But Birmingham, Shropshire, the Revs as well. The Revs actually. Oh, I think I got mixed up between the Surge and the Revs. The Revs are the good team. The Surge are the. I think Surge only just got promoted from D2.
Only one interception, and it was in the end zone. Fumbled another one too. Oh damn!
This
At
is what
least it's down. At least he's down by half. At least
I need to remember. The Tide Pods versus the Fidget Spinners. The Fidget Spinners are the good ones. The Tide Pods are the not good ones.
Oh,
Right. Okay. But huge. North Ants. Fucking
great
banging.
win.
Let's go.
Great win.
Let's
We go to the Division 1 North. Scunthorpe Alphas versus Yorkshire Rams. Now, I'm proud of
What
myself.
a game this must have been.
Only 2 of us picked the Rams, and that was myself and Sean. Everyone else picked the Alphas. And the Yorkshire Rams won 21-20.
Mate, what? And this was almost a pick 'em for the community as well. 55% to the Yorkshire Rams, 45 to the Alphas. What a game this must have been, mate. This must have been an absolute banger of a game.
It is. This division. Do you not remember this division last year? No one.
Oh, it was
beating everyone. Everyone was beating everyone.
Do you remember though? Yorkshire started slow last year,
then picked up,
and then
fast.
Yeah, they lost like 2 games or something in a row, and then they just started tearing everybody a new one.
And now they're currently 2-0.
Yeah,
hey, not surprised. Well, I'm not surprised. You on the other hand, I'm not.
But the thing is, I was not confident in my pick of the Alphas. Like the Rams are a very, very good team. So it wasn't an indictment in any way of me picking the Alphas over the Rams. Like they're both very
teams.
strong line, and I look forward to seeing their games for the rest of the season. Well,
yeah,
not seeing their games, but seeing the
hearing
results.
about it. Yeah.
Now
the next game, I'm not gonna lie, this blew me out of the water. We're going to Scotland. We have Aberdeen Roughnecks versus Everclyde Goliaths.
Bruv.
All of us picked Goliaths apart from Nana. Nana picked the Roughnecks to win this game. The Roughnecks, who were associate last year, let's bear that in mind.
The Roughnecks are still officially associate.
Well, they beat the Goliaths 28-27.
No, the Goliaths beat themselves. I will say verbatim. Inverclyde winning on their own 20 with 50 seconds left. Tried a fake punt. It's incomplete. 2 plays later, Aberdeen score, go for 2, and get it. Aberdeen up 28-27 with 29 seconds left. You know how about 15 minutes ago I mentioned that I forgot how fucking incompetent some teams are?
Everclyde, you are incompetent.
This is one of those statements.
How?
Right?
What are you doing? Why? Punt the damn ball.
Just win the fucking game.
Play the situation. Stop trying to make things difficult for yourselves.
Oh, mate, just terrible. Like the thing is, I'd say sack the coaches, but it's not like anybody's going to fucking step up in Scotland. Like they're already sparse enough as it is. Like
that's a joke. That is actually that itself is an absolute joke. You threw away your win because you wanted to try to be fancy.
Yeah,
Why?
Associate Aberdeen, as Chris put it, Associate Aberdeen just beat Scottish D1 Inverclyde. Just
Wow.
yeah,
That
yeah.
see the color is wouldn't be white in the spreadsheet. It'd be green for 5 of us and white for 1 of us. Idiots. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Now
Moving
we're
on.
moving up to the Premiership because we have Rushmore Knights versus London Warriors. 3 people. Well, hold up. Let me make sure. Yep,
We set an over under of 70 points.
So 3 people did under 70, which was yourself, Victor, and Chris, who got it right as the score was 50-0.
Yeah, the Warriors. I thought early season the Warriors aren't tuned up yet. They wouldn't be firing on all cylinders. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you're right, but with all the news that they don't have a QB, they probably don't have an O line. I just assumed that it was going to be a score on every single play, a score on every single type of field, or a safety, a kickoff return, a
well,
forced fumble on kickoff.
someone who was at the game said that the biggest Knights play of the day was a flag for a late hit, which garnered them 15 yards. So
Jesus, that's
best way to move the ball is have your QB get absolutely fucking smoked.
oh god, that is so bad. That is so bad. But
Yeah.
hey, I got it wrong, and
Okay.
I'm gonna get it wrong, but I got the over and under wrong.
Yeah. Let's be serious for a second. Like, we put a joke over under in because this game was a foregone conclusion.
Yeah, we knew
Like,
everyone and their mum knew that Warriors were
the
gonna win.
fact that 9 people, not 9 people, there was a 9%. There was a 9% public vote for the Rushmore Knights. Just means that some Knights players and coaches obviously went on and voted for themselves.
Yeah,
Like,
of course.
that's all. There was nobody unassociated with any of those teams who thought the Knights were like at this point with their games. I might start, instead of setting over unders, it'll be more like, will they score a point?
Oh. Yeah, that's not a bad one. That's not a bad one. I won't disagree with that one.
Because I mean, Hertfordshire got battered just as badly.
Well,
so did Cambridgeshire.
yeah, but let's go on to that one anyway. Blitz versus Hertfordshire Cheetahs. We had 1, 2, 3, 4 people pick the right team. You and Chris both picked the Cheetahs. This game ended. Oh, hey Luigi.
It is Luigi.
Yeah.
I'm not in the office because we're getting some work done in the office, so I can't actually record from in there. So
okay.
yes, there will be more cat appearances than
fair.
none.
Not bad. So this game ended 51-0 to the London Blitz. I was at this game, and one thing that drove the London Blitz players angry and mad was a tweet that was put out. Yeah, there was a tweet that put out, and they took it personally.
Is this like a fucking like calling Cambridgeshire pussycats sort of, or Hertfordshire calling them pussycats sort of bullshit, or like from a few years ago? Like, what are we talking about here?
I'd say it was an easy win.
Who said that?
It's more of the easy win. So I got the tweet from one of the players. It was from Coach Barnes. It says, "Now that the battle fixtures are out, I have to say that I'm pretty happy with our schedule. We get a decent opportunity to stack some wins at the start. We don't hopefully we don't get any injuries like we had last year." And the players took it very, very personally because
I mean
it's not an indirect, but they took it. Oh, you're just getting whacked, yeah.
I'm getting fucking smoked.
But the players, from what the players told me, they took that very, very personally because
That's
he
kind
played.
of like man shouts at cloud, like false anger, like straw man argument. Like I have no issue with that tweet. That is
No,
literally just that's a
it's
coach like feeling encouraged based on last season's results and hoping to yeah, no,
yeah.
that's a non-starter. If you want to get hyped up about it, if that's what gets you going, like a team feeling encouraged in their play based on their play from last season, cool, whatever. Like there's no malice in that.
No,
There's
of course.
no there's no
There's
it's
nothing
not even
there,
shit talk. That's not even
but
shit talk.
you've got to take what you can take to rile yourself up for the game. And I'm not angry at it. The tweet wasn't anything crazy. If it was a tweet saying, "Oh, we've definitely got some free wins
Oh
in the first
yeah,
6 weeks,"
yeah. It's just
yeah,
like if it would have been like easy win,
yeah,
like 3-0 by week 4.
that's a
Absolutely.
different situation.
Yeah, for sure. But the way
So
he worded it, I haven't got a problem with
yeah,
that.
no, it's not a bad tweet, but
But I mean,
that's what drove a lot of the players to a lot of
if
angry.
you're getting wound up off that though, like you should be able to get up for a game like this normally. Like if that level of low interaction is what is like stoking a fire in your heart, like
But
just literally just wake up and step on some Lego. Like it's the same thing. Like in fact, I'd probably be more mad if I woke up and stepped on Lego than if I'd saw that tweet from an opposing team.
okay, but I will have to say this game was there was obviously both teams had new coaching staffs. Both teams had cheaters obviously incorporated quite a few London Hornets into their team.
Mm-hmm.
Blitz had a lot of new players, old players.
Can you stop hitting me, you little bastard?
So Blitz had obviously new coaching staff as well. So this was sort of a team of new coaching staff who's prepared their team, I guess, a lot better in a sense.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
there is one thing I will say: this game started off with a thunderous hit, thunderous hit on kickoff. Blitz number 41 laid out the kick returner, like at the 30-yard line, and everyone in the whole stadium heard it. No matter what anyone was doing, everyone stopped to look and see what happened. So, and the player did get winded for a good couple minutes. We had to stop the game just to make sure that he was okay. But ever
this does
since then,
create an interesting scenario for Blitz versus Aztecs.
yeah,
Like
and
if they're blowing Hertfordshire out of the water, where are they stacking up now? Like you say, against Cambridge, who beat them last year.
Yeah,
where are they
twice.
stacking up against? Yeah, where are they stacking up against Cambridge and Bristol? So
and this is the thing that I was like, I'm intrigued to see how do you not perform against the Cats in the next week.
Is this a return to status quo where the Blitz are a top tier, D1 South team?
It's going to be interesting, and I'll wait until I see what happens in that first game that they play one of the top two. Let's see what really happens. Let's see what happens if they blow out Cambridge, or if the Cambridge games will be close, because then you'll sort of get a more idea of where they're at in that sense. But it was an interesting game.
Is this a struggling Hertfordshire team? And do we need to look at the Hertfordshire Rushmore fixture?
Yeah.
And then
so there's a lot of what's going to happen. So very interesting. These two teams will meet again on the 27th of April. So they meet again within 2 weeks of playing each other, which I still don't understand how that fixture has.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird to play both matchups
straight away.
Away.
It doesn't make any sense. But there we go. Next up in that division,
Gary's waiting for me to get smoked by the cat. Just a little bam.
1-2.
The funny thing is, I've got like, if you see me sort of move my head a little bit, it's because I've got Lancelot just down there peering around the door, and he's staring at Luigi, just watching him. So I'm wondering if I'm going to end up like ducking for cover, because it's just going to be like. So.
Oh God! And talking about cats, we had a game. Next game in that division, we had Cambridgeshire Cats versus Bristol Aztecs. I believe we all went for the Aztecs. Yep, we all went for the
Yeah.
Aztecs in this game, and this game ended 46-0 against for Bristol Aztecs. Which last year this was the first game of the season for both teams as well, and it was a lot closer, a lot
So
a lot
so
closer.
so Cambridge has lost two massive defensive stalwarts from their defense.
Who's one?
Uh, 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 Russ Polson and Johnny Hodgson. Yeah, they've both gone. So they've gone north, and I can't remember if they've gone together.
I did see Paulson's gone to the Rams, hasn't he?
Yeah. So yeah, and I can't remember. Johnny's either at Leicester or the Rams.
I
I
see.
can't remember which one. So that's two guys that have been sort of like the stalwart captains of that defense for years.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Huh.
it's going to be interesting to see what happens to the Cats this year. Again, Bristol, like this is a return to programming for Bristol. We have to wait. You know, I'm going to be interested in the Blitz game, but the real
is the Warriors game on May 4th.
well, because
That's what it is.
Because you got to remember, they've got Europe factored in this year.
Yeah, they've got that, and that's going to be interesting. Even though it's one game, and it's actually split.
Could be two.
It's one. It's one. It could be two. It could be two, but at the moment, it is one.
It is one
against Amsterdam Crusaders, which
and it's coming up.
And they lost to the Amsterdam Crusaders. I believe it was bad last year as a preseason game as well.
So yeah, they have got a pretty
because they play two games and then they play Amsterdam on the 26th of April. So it's gonna be interesting because they play Amsterdam Crusaders and then the next week they play London Warriors in London.
Yeah, and then a couple of weeks after that, if they beat Amsterdam, a couple of weeks after that, they've got another Europe game.
Exactly, and that's probably going to be away. It probably won't be at home either. Yeah, so
it's going to be a big old. It's going to be a big old sandwich schedule there. So
it's a very big task.
It's a gauntlet for them coming up. Yeah. So
it's going to be interesting to see, but let's see what happens now. Let's go to the north. But the north. Before we if I told you week 1 Blitz would have sat top with 51 points in the south, would you believe me?
No, because it's week 2.
All right, let's go to the north. So we have East Kilbride Pirates,
EKP,
versus Coventry Phoenix. So clean sweep. Everyone picked the Pirates. The game ended 18-16 to the Pirates. Wow,
it's a good game. It's a good game.
Yeah. Now, wouldn't it be great if this game was streamed?
Well, these guys split the series last year.
Yes,
so it was always going to be tough. EKP obviously are sort of flying the flag for Scottish football now because they are because we've got Edinburgh's gone. We've got D1 teams losing to associate Scottish teams. It's EKP. EKP is the standard of Scottish football at the moment. So
it is so bad.
So it's good to see big. That's a big statement win early in the season. This division is going to be like. We're assuming Manchester wins because nothing that we've seen in the past few years, ignoring the performance against the Warriors, nothing we've seen in the past few years gives us any inclination that Manchester are not winning this division.
Yep.
But
the thing is that there's only 5 teams in the division anyway, because of the drop down of Edinburgh. I guess and a team's coming up with no one's getting relegated most likely anyway. So everyone's got a free
at the results. So Manchester's the only team in this division that hasn't played yet.
Yes.
Looking at the results that we've had, this is a fucking buzzsaw of a division. This is a banger.
Wow.
We're not having to worry about the you look at the results in the D1 South, you've got the Blitz have just blown the fucking doors off somebody. Yep. The Aztecs have just kicked the shit out of somebody.
And the Warriors the exact same.
and then the Warriors are just killed the Knights. Whereas you go up north and it's It's on a
It's
knife
insane.
edge. It's
Yeah,
literally on a knife edge. It could go either way. So
it's nuts.
the Prem North is until Manchester play. The Prem North is going to be a hell of a division to witness. And then even once Manchester plays,
We'll
like
see how that goes, because if it's a close game, then we're really in for a great season up north.
Because we
Potentially.
fucking jumped the gun on the other game up up in this division, didn't we?
Well, seeing as you say that, we have Nottingham Caesars versus Newcastle Vikings. And if I'm correct, we split this as well. Four of us picked the Caesars. Victor and Sean are the only ones that picked the Vikings. The game ended 10-6 to the Vikings. I haven't had the chance to watch the stream yet. I know that they've got their highlight package up on to watch it. Martin says was a good game. There we go. Hold on, let's just put that up.
Yeah, it was a good game. Some good things from the Caesars. 3 things beat the Caesars: ball security, bad snaps, and silly penalties that kept drives alive. This kind of felt the way that we sort of immediately came and crowned the Caesars like last week.
The second best team.
It kind of felt like the boat versus the mystery box,
Yeah.
where Newcastle is the boat. And we're like, but what about the mystery box? The mystery box could be anything. It could
you
even
always
be
go for the mystery box. You always go for the mystery box.
The mystery box could even be a boat.
Exactly.
It could be like, what if you open the box and there's a boat? There's a fucking boat right here. It's Newcastle.
Take
the boat.
Well, we obviously made our decisions, which wasn't the fantastic, but looking at some of the stream that I did see, it looked like it was a very interesting game for both sides. Very defensive. So I'm not mad at this score, because it just means that the second time they play. Bear in mind, the Newcastle Vikings were the team that beat the Caesars 2 years ago to get promoted.
Yep.
So,
but also bear in mind that Newcastle came out of the gate storming last year.
Yes, they did.
And then once uni finished,
it went downhill.
Their performances, and they didn't travel well. We got reports of poor travel to both Manchester and to Edinburgh, and I think even EKP as well. So yeah, it's have they fixed their uni season ends, competitiveness ends problem?
We will see when it comes to June. We will see come mid-June, see how that goes. We may have jumped the gun, we may not have. It is week 1, and let's see what happens when the Nottingham Caesars play in their next game, and see what would happen. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was the rundown of week 2. Now, our predictions on the teams, we will go from the bottom to the top on who got the most correct. We have Chris, who got 7 out of 15 right. Myself and Oz got 8 out of 15 right. We need to up their numbers, boy. It's bad. Nana got 10 out of 15 correct. And we have our leaders, Victor and Sean, who both got 11 out of 15 correct. This could be a very interesting predictions, I'm going to be honest.
That's all right. I'll hit mid-season form soon enough.
Oh, whatever. But for week 3, we have 15 games. And we will start off with the South, I guess. We have Plymouth Vanguard versus Swindon Storm.
Oh, I'm taking the Vanguard.
I'm taking Vanguard as well, because you know what? Vanguard just seem like they are right, and they've done their recruitment well. I have no complaints. That's pretty much all we got. That's all we got. Division 2 East, we got Norwich Devils versus Ooze Valley Eagles.
OVE.
Are you going OVE?
Hell no, I'm taking the Devils. No, I'm not. I'm gonna take OVE. Yeah, I'm gonna take OVE. I think there is a very good team in this division. I'm not sure if it's
Hello.
yeah.
Did
Taking
he just cut
OVE.
out for anybody else? Not just me.
I could have. I was just talking down on both teams and making the point that I think Ipswich is the good team in this division. But
Yeah.
I think OVE can be plucky. They could very well go out and they could go get blown out and lose by 40 now that I've said that.
It's their first game as well. It's
Let's go OVE. I'm back. I'm picking the
you know what? Let's split it.
oohs.
I'm not doing that. I'm going OVE.
Give me the
Yeah, I'm going OVE.
oohs.
I can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Norwich. I just don't trust y'all. Next
Let's go
up,
hot and cold.
yeah, it's bad. We got Lee Miners versus the Buccaneers, and obviously, you know my stance. The promoted teams, the combined teams so far haven't let us down. So I'm going Buccaneers.
Yeah, I'm taking the Bucks as well. I mean, the Lee Miners didn't they used to compete with? There was another team that was just they folded this year.
Railroad,
Yeah, the
railroad.
Crew Railroaders. These two would go back and forth, not performing at a high level. So I'm gonna take the Buccaneers. I hope they win the division.
But they are in a very tough division. So the other game in that division is Leicester Panthers versus Lincolnshire Bombers.
Oh shit! I forgot the Panthers dropped all the way
Yeah,
down.
I'm going with the Panthers
Yeah,
because
I'm taking Leicester as well. I'm taking Leicester as well.
I made the bad mistake in thinking something and I got it completely wrong and
Yeah,
I
no.
got shown up massively.
Yeah,
Um,
I forgot the Panthers were in this division.
yep, that division's difficult. This is on this week's picks list. Lee Miners at home versus Lancashire Bombers away. Yeah, yeah,
That's
that
no,
is.
no, because Lee's playing the Buccaneers. So and Lancashire Bombers are not. It's
They're not
Lancashire.
playing each other. They're not playing each other
No, no,
yet.
Lancashire aren't the Bombers. They're the Lancashire
No, they're the
Buccaneers.
Buccaneers.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Leicestershire. No, Lincolnshire Bombers.
yeah.
Right. So someone's made a mistake. So we need to.
Update that
Yeah.
most likely. Uh, fair enough. That one needs to get changed. Um, in in the next game up in Division Two North, we have Gateshead Senators against Doncaster Mustangs. I'm going with the Senators.
Yeah. Let's go
I don't have any
Sens.
faith in Mustangs, but you know what? And I guarantee they're going to somehow do some stupidness and win the game this week.
Yeah. No. Let's go Sens.
Man, we haven't split yet.
Well,
This is
to be fair, they've all been kind of.
pretty straightforward on who's going to be
Yeah. They've been pretty chalk.
cool. Division 1 West, we have SWW South Wales Warriors versus Bournemouth Bobcats. Now, this is where it gets a bit tricky. This is where it gets tricky. We could take the team that made it to the playoffs last year, that got 2 games away, well, 1 game away from the promotion game. I'm going to go with South Wales. I'm going to go with South Wales just because I feel like they could still do something. I'm not sure if
Yeah,
any.
no, and that's the thing. I'm thinking the same. Like, I think every year I talk shit about South Wales, and every year I count them out. And I think this year, actually the Gateshead crew has not been assigned to it. We were told because it's like Easter weekend that there was a shortage, so this game might not even be happening. There
Well,
was a
if it doesn't
post.
happen, then it gets
There was a post like a week ago that because
maybe.
Gateshead came out and said that they were the crew hadn't been assigned because they were short on people, and I do not keep picking my nose. Thank you very much. I keep scratching my eye. How dare you?
Well, if it gets voided, then obviously it gets voided for another week, and we'll see. So, what are you doing for this game?
Yeah, I think I'm still going to go South Wales. I talk shit about South Wales a lot. and I've been very critical of them in the past, and I'm going to try to turn over a new leaf right before I leave the rundown.
A bit late for that, but I understand that. The next game in that same division, this should be a really great matchup. It is Solent Thrashers versus Bristol Apache. I said it should be a good matchup. This is Solent's first game under new head coach Dave Gibbs.
Yeah, so that's the thing. It's like we haven't seen Solent since they got worn like a glove by every single team in the Prem last year.
Well, actually,
they were the pretty little androgynous boy in prison that just got passed around. They got hammered from the back by every single team.
Yeah, but now the question is, from what I've seen, they've got a good couple players, obviously from their socials, from players that have played in the Prem. That I don't know. I kind of want to stick with Apache, but something about the Thrashers are making me want to pick them.
But I mean, are you saying that the fact that they got some posts from some players, they all played in the Prem, they were all there last year, that they were a Prem team? Who got the shit kicked out of them?
Where they go?
I said Prem team, not Prem quality team. I said Prem team, not Prem quality team.
Yeah.
There's a definite distinction. They were not a Prem quality team.
I wonder if our favorite commentator is playing for them this year.
Oh, big K-dubs.
Yeah, I wonder if our favorite commentator is playing for them this year.
He's got to be. He'd rather be running on the field than running his mouth.
Maybe not. He'll probably do both at the same time, to be fair. Get mic'd up and still do commentary while he's rushing for 5 yards.
Bro, if that boy could get mic'd up, he fucking would in the middle of the game.
If he gets mic'd up, you can never release that footage.
Yeah, that also.
So
I'm gonna take the Apache.
I'm gonna take Thrashers. Let's split.
All right, here we go. We're gonna split.
Yeah.
This is rough because I got a lot of love for head coach old Dave Gibbs. A lot of love for that man. He's a good coach. He's a good man. I'm starting to convince myself. Right, no, change my mind. Dave, no, I'm staying. I'm taking the Apache. Dave, make me a believer. Show me that I'm wrong. Show me I'm wrong. Like 7 teams showed me that I was full of shit this week. So be one of those teams next. Be one of those teams on the weekend, Dave.
Okay.
Make me regret picking against you.
We got Division 1 Central. Now this is a double header. We've got London Blitz B versus Wembley Stallions. I'm going with the Stallions.
Bro, you can't trust. I can't trust the bastards. I can't trust the bastard bees.
So you're going Stallions?
Yeah, I'm taking the Stallions. Like, it's just, I mean, the bees didn't they get what?
They lost 7-0. They lost 7-0 to the newly promoted
to Berkshire
Renegades.
Yeah, and Berkshire were not happy that we had the bees to win. So.
Oh, I could give a damn what they like. They're a new team in the division. Who expects them to be any good? But who knew? They proved us wrong.
Let's go Berkshire.
I still ain't gonna pick them. We've got the next game is Berkshire Renegades versus Portsmouth Dreadnoughts. I'm going with the Dreadnoughts.
Oh, you motherfucker!
I'm gonna go with the Dreadnoughts. Just Berkshire were good, but they were good against a really bad Blitz B.
Yeah, but this bad Blitz B team, put up good performances against the Dreadnoughts last year. So
yes, but
I can't pick against them. You know what? Fuck them. Fuck Berkshire. Let's go Portsmouth. Let's go the Dreads. I'll be back on stream somewhere in Scotland next. So that's the thing. I've been talking all this shit about Aberdeen and stuff. I've got to go there next week.
Oh, for real?
Can you fuck off? Prick.
Hey, he wants to look outside. Let him look outside.
There's like 10 other windows.
Hey, he wants the one next to his daddy. It is what it is.
Yeah, I've got to go to Aberdeen next week, so I'm sitting there talking shit about them. I've got to go there next. I've got to go like Inverness across to Aberdeen for work and stuff. So
God.
next week's rundown, I
Catch
might
him.
be sitting in a hotel room, in
Afraid.
Inverness, talking about. I'll take my Dreadnought shirt though if they win. If they win on the weekend, I'll take it.
Fair enough. We move up to Division 1 North. Midlands, sorry. We got Shropshire Revolution versus Birmingham Bulls.
Yeah, the fidget spinners. Give me the Revs all day, every day.
Revs all the way. I just don't trust Birmingham. I just don't trust Birmingham. It is the truth.
Only good thing coming out of Birmingham is man like Mobeen seasons 1 to 3. Season 4 was shit, man.
I've probably never seen it, to be fair.
It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny.
Fair.
It's one of the few like British TV shows that I actually like.
Oh, fair. We move up to the division that we love the most in Division 1, up in the north. We've got Chester Romans versus Scunthorpe Alphas. Your turn to pick first. Not mine.
I literally just picked first. I said the Revs. First.
You did. All right.
This isn't that difficult to me, to be honest. I'll go first.
No, I've got Alphas.
Yeah, give me the Alphas.
Yeah.
This isn't that difficult to me.
Next, we have Scotland. Glasgow Tigers.
Right. So
Goliaths.
let me share my screen because I've built something for this.
You've built. You haven't built. Oh God.
I haven't got the cat jar. I've got the cat. I haven't got the cat jar.
What have you built? What have you built?
Let me get this on. Let me know when you can see it.
Hold up. I haven't put it on stream yet. There we go. You're on.
So we've got a spinner.
God,
we've got a spinner. We've got the Glasgow Business as Usuals. We've got the Inverclyde Chokers. We've got the Clyde Valley Used to Be Goods. The Hoosendale What Nows, and the Aberdeen Overachievers.
Well, you only need the Tigers and the Goliaths for this week.
Well, then, so we need to take out the Inverclyde Chokers.
No, you need to keep them.
Yeah, the Clyde Valley Used to Be Goods. We'll bring them back at another point. The Hoosendale What Nows and the Aberdeen Overachievers all go to sleep for the moment. So we got a 50-50 split between the Glasgow Business as Usuals and the Inverclyde Chokers.
God. Right. Spin that wheel. Tigers, I see.
Stop.
Keep going.
Right. I'm picking the Inverclyde Chokers.
I'm going to take the Tigers.
Yeah, that's a free win. That is a free spot. That is a free spot.
Oh gosh.
Right. Okay. Well, that's going to be the new cat jar for this season.
I ain't gonna lie, that's actually not bad. I actually could dig with that.
The Scotland Wheeler names.
I could dig with that. That's actually pretty funny. Next up in division in the Premiership, we're going up to the Prem. We've got Prem South. We've got Rushmore Knights taking on Bristol Aztecs. I'm going Aztecs.
No. That we've obviously this game is a foregone conclusion. And then Martin says, assuming the game goes ahead, they have to find a crew for the Glasgow Inverclyde game. This game is a foregone. No, we're not going over under. Do Rushmore score a point?
Oh shit! No,
I'm taking no.
No.
Yeah, it's not who wins. It's do Rushmore score any points? I'm saying no. With such certainty, we both said that as well.
Oh, we're gonna
yeah. No.
This is the way that this is gonna get clipped up if they actually score a point. It's gonna be
but the thing is, right? It'll get clipped up because they'll get fucking battered like 64-3 or some shit because they'll kick a fucking field goal from like 40 out just to make sure they score some points. Or there'll be a snap malfunction and the fucking long snapper will throw the ball out the back of the end zone and they'll score 2. And we'll get clipped and they'll be like, oh, you thought we wouldn't score any points. And it's like, well,
Yeah.
Congratulations, you got 3.
Next game is the second game in the doubleheader. It is
Hmm.
London Blitz versus Cambridgeshire Cats. I'm gonna go with the Blitz.
I'm taking the London John Wicks. I'm thinking they're back.
I'm gonna go with well, we're both going with the Blitz, so it's good. It'll be very interesting to see. I'm more excited to see how the defense goes up against the Cats' offense.
Yeah.
And so that will be the interesting part.
Yeah, no, I think we need to put the word out. The Blitz are back up, baby.
That's on us only. I haven't said that. I am not gonna say that until I see them play against the Aztecs or the Warriors and see how that game plays out. Because if the game ends up being a blowout,
my man,
then it's the same old. It'll be
my
the same
man,
old
my
story
man,
for a year.
my man Idris Elba. Get the word out. Get the word out. We back up.
Oh god! Right, for the last game of week 3, it is the East Kilbride Pirates versus Nottingham Caesars in Scotland. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I love
Exactly.
I love EKP. They are the flag flyers for Scotland football this year.
So you got the Pirates?
I'm taking the Caesars by like 20. You don't have to put the over under.
That was such a big flip I was not expecting. I'm not gonna lie.
No,
I think
I'm taking Nottingham.
I'm taking Nottingham as well. I no disrespect to the Pirates. I do think week 1 was probably a blip
For
Caesars.
EKP.
For Caesars.
Oh right. Well, I don't know if it's a blip.
They were
I think
against a team that is really good at the moment.
Yeah, I don't want to call it a blip because they're literally you're talking about one of the top 4 teams in the country. So I don't want to say that last year or even this year. So I don't want to say it's a blip. Like they played one of the top 4 teams in the country last season.
And stopped them to 10 points.
Yeah.
They only scored 10 points.
So yeah, I'm not willing to say it's a blip. I am, I'm willing to say that they performed at a very high level against one of the top 4 teams in the country. They are obviously still having to come to grips with versing Prem level quality.
Yeah.
Like it's a big step up. That step up from Div 1 to Prem. There's a reason that we see a lot of teams go up, go back down.
Yeah,
even if they last for a couple of years before they drop back down.
They will always.
There is the yo-yos and stuff. So it's a big step up. There's a big adjustment for a lot of the guys. Week 1. So yeah. EKP, they are a very strong outfit. They're a good team. I don't think this will be a walk in the park for either team. I think it'll be a very good game, but I'm going to pick Nottingham.
Yeah, it'll be a very interesting game. And it will tell us everything. And again, this season is a free pass for everyone in the North because no one's going to get relegated as well. So everything it's not great to say it's a free pass, but you don't have the fear that you're going to drop down into the division.
No, but I would say if any of, and I don't think any of the teams will treat it as a free pass. Like all of them will be trying to make playoffs and trying to win for sure because they're all big competitive outfits. But also, if you start putting up a less than quality product, I would say that you would very quickly see movement.
Yeah.
So from in between teams and such, because if Tamworth starts, Coventry starts slipping, we could see them move on to any other number of teams in the Midlands area, or even Manchester, or the vice versa. If Manchester starts putting out a sub-quality product, you can see movement.
That's true.
And then we've still got the Wolves coming back next year. So if EKP does struggle, how many of the EKP players go to the Wolves to the Wolves?
Will the Wolves get pushed up? Back to
no, they won't be back in the Prem, but it might be that that there are players that want to go and push
Play.
Edinburgh back into the Prem. I don't know. It's all speculation at this point.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
I think it'd be a very good game. We're
Yeah.
we're 10 minutes we're 5 minutes over because you were 5
I
minutes
was late. Yes,
but
that's fair on me. But we
we're 10 minutes
finished on
over.
time. Yeah. It's not correct. Second best team of Div 1 play against bottom. All right, here we go. Winner Div 1 North go straight up. Oh,
So
that's
there's still a relegation. So if you're poor, you still go like
still
if you're
got to play.
yeah. There we go. So
Interesting.
no, it's not a free pass.
No, it's not. Thank you, Grant. Thank you for the update. We didn't know that, but that's very interesting. Huh?
Live and you learn.
Yeah, you live and learn.
Right?
But,
Have you got a better closing for this week? Because last week's was shit.
Yeah, I know it was shit. I actually don't. I actually didn't practice anything. I was not prepared to do anything this week. But that was what 15 games. Who would have thunk it? There was 3 shutouts in the Premiership South. Not me.
I think a lot of people would have thunk it.
What 3 shutouts?
Yeah, absolutely.
I expected a field goal at least in one of the games.
I mean, there's two amazing teams, and there's one historically used to be good,
and it is looking great. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that was the rundown this week. Thank you for taking your hour and letting us steal it. My name is Micah.
I'm Oz. That was Luigi. I don't know where he's gone.
That's the pineapple.
That is the pineapple. Who lives near a pineapple under
the sea?
Under the wall.
No, shut up.
It's Micah Fubu Pants.
Whatever. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again. We have a great time. Hopefully, we will see you. Oh, we are back to this, are we? Welcome back.
We are back to this, but we're also leaving now.
Yes.
So we'll see you next week, Adam.
We'll see you next week. I will be seeing those that are at the Finsbury Park games. I will see you Sunday. Hope you all stay safe. Be blessed. Be well.